Some metal carbonates break down when they are heated. They form a metal oxide and carbon dioxide. The general word equation for the reaction is metal carbonate gives metal oxide plus carbon dioxide.
Compounds that break down are said to decompose. Compounds that break down when they are heated undergo thermal decomposition. This reaction is used when making substances from limestone.
Limestone is mainly calcium carbonate. When calcium carbonate is heated strongly, it decomposes into calcium oxide. Calcium oxide is also known as lime. Lime can be mixed with clay to make cement. Adding water to lime makes calcium hydroxide, a strong alkali.
Metal carbonates vary in their thermal stability. The more stable they are, the harder it is to break the carbonate down. This difference is due to how strong the bonds are between the metal ion and the carbonate ion in the compound. You can carry out an experiment to see how easily 3 different metal carbonates decompose. You can use the results to place them in order of their thermal stability. You're likely to use calcium carbonate, copper 2 carbonate, and sodium carbonate in this kind of experiment.
Record the mass of an empty boiling tube using a balance that measures mass to the nearest 0.01 gram. This high resolution is needed in order to compare the change in mass of the carbonates, as there may only be a very small difference between the mass changes.
You then need to add approximately 2 grams of copper 2 carbonate and record the mass of the boiling tube and the copper carbonate. Use a test tube holder to hold the boiling tube in a roaring blue Bunsen burner flame. Hold the boiling tube at a 45-degree angle to maximize the surface area of the copper carbonate being heated.
You will see the green copper carbonate turn black as it decomposes into copper oxide. Because carbon dioxide is also produced, you will also see the powder bubbling. Make sure you point the end of the tube away from you or anybody else, as there is a risk of the contents of the tube shooting out. After 5 minutes of heating, place the tube in a test tube rack and allow it to cool.
The final step is to record the mass of the boiling tube and the contents. This method is repeated with calcium carbonate and sodium carbonate. These are white powders, as are their oxides, so you may not see the same colour change as you did with copper carbonate. Also remember they may not break down as easily as they could be more stable.
To compare the stability of each of the carbonates, calculate the loss in mass for each of them. The higher the loss in mass, the less stable the carbonate is. This is because more of it was decomposed during the 5 minutes of heating.